In the framework of the World Theatre Day, Argentinian actors and directors suffered the adjustment policies carried out by the government of Javier Milei, who considers culture as an expense and not as an investment. This is the face of funding cuts and the downgrading of the Ministry of Culture to a secretary. Our correspondent Santiago Corey with the story.
In
1962, UNESCO declared March 27 as World Theatre Day. The date is currently lived in the South American country with a lack of government support.
For me, theater is a network of mirrors that represents the identity of a society, in this case Argentina. To have proposed or suggested the closure of the National Theatre Institute speaks of a policy that obviously represents that managerial view of a nation, and neoliberalism has that objective or that standard of wanting to find in the economy a form of regulation and not of management, and the theater itself has been a bulwark of resistance in Argentina.
Sector leaders believe that culture is not a privilege but a right.
This government is the epiphenomenon of something, and that something seems to be that there is a sector of the Argentinian life that despises culture. It is a kind of leadership class without a nation's project. Therefore, since it doesn't have one, it doesn't need a culture. It simply needs to take as much profit as possible out of the present moment from the Argentinian people. That's the problem. The wide range of cuts this government is implementing in the field of culture is very brutal. But it is also creating a sort of animosity and an absolutely incredible demonization in the field of culture. On the other hand, we don't understand the need to implement that operation. It is not clear what they are achieving with that, other than creating and generating unnecessary controversies.
Those who are also affected by the government's policies are those who carry out works in communities or cooperative spaces.
It is a theater genre made by the neighbors of each territory. So the budget cuts also result in our having fewer places by the fact that we manage to open as many doors as possible to extend our work.
Culture needs state support, but there is a mistake and confusion. The subsidies are not provided by the state. We are not taking any food from the children of Chaco, as they want people to believe. We have our own system of subsidies, which is through ticket sales and platforms. They are actually resorting to demagogy to make themselves look good to who knows who.
In the midst of this date's commemoration, everyone agrees that culture represents the country before the world, and particularly that Argentinian theater is in danger.
Santiago Corey, teleSUR, Buenos Aires.